Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. We went to medieval times last night, and we just had so much fun. You got to get your medieval on, hang out with the knights. We were on team yellow and red knight. He got his butt kicked. And at one point, I went over to my daughter because everybody was doing these accents, and I said, have you heard of the famous actor Matthew Berry? And because everybody's doing that, like, welcome, the Queen welcomes you to Daily Comedy News. Anyway, Ricky Gervais has taken over a prominent billboard in Schaal. That is the setting of his version of The Office. I saw somebody online complaining that they're rebooting The Office. I hate to tell you. Anyway, Ricky Gervais has a billboard. He's promoting his brand Dutch Barn Orchard Vodka. His advertisement encourages consumers to buy Dutch Barn Orchard Vodka to make a person rich and happy, with the caveat being the person is Ricky Gervais. That's how you do it. Meanwhile, get your thumb out. Be ready to hit 30-second skip again. I played you that Jim Gaffigan clip yesterday. Jim, intervention coming, man. The coolness is just oozing out of you. Let's go back to the Today Show. And again, I'm a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want you to be like, I can't listen to this podcast with these terrible clips. But as a journalist, I'm not a journalist, I have to play this clip for you. So please hit 30-second skip at least twice, because I don't want to submit you to all the coolness oozing out of Jim Gaffigan as he sells his bourbon on the Today Show. This is just awful. You ready? Skip. Are you still here? Okay, this is on you. I tried to warn you. Here's Jim Gaffigan.
So what makes it good? What makes it...
Well, the thing is we were talking about this. I was approached, to do a Celebrity Spirits a couple times, but I was worried because I didn't want to do something bad. Yeah. Sure. So I called a good friend of mine, a college friend who's from Louisville, and I said, could I just buy a couple barrels? You could help me. And we'll mix our own, and it'll be good, but there's not going to be a big payday. There's only a limited amount. But
I love this, Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah. So
I'm here for this new chapter in your life.
Yeah.
Well, while you pour that out and hand them, we're going to tell people that Unfrosted is going to be released on Netflix next Friday, May 3rd. I cannot wait to try this.
This is beautiful. Does this help with the 5 kids?
This does.
Okay.
This does. This helps you forget that you have children.
Because I have 3, so thank you.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
Cheers to Jim Gaffigan.
Cheers, Jim Gaffigan.
Go. Here we go.
There you go.
And while we cheers?
And these are quote glasses, parenting quote glasses.
Oh, that's genius.
Oh, this
is...
you know what it's like having a 5th kid? Imagine you're drowning, then someone hands you a baby.
There you go.
Jim Gaffigan.
Thank you so much.
So,
that's very nice.
See what you think. What do you think, Al?
That's excellent. I like
you
this.
like it?
I like this a lot.
Okay, correct.
This is great. All right.
Nice, sweet finish.
Not bad,
that is very good.
Right.
Coming up
Pleasantly
next,
surprised.
our
I know.
shot
I
today.
was terrified when I tried it. I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's not good?
No, this is good.
This is very good.
Okay.
And I don't even really like bourbon. So this is great.
Shop Today is coming up next.
Jim, man, I mean, the word that comes to mind rhymes with sneezes. Like, what are you doing? I heard from Caitlin, who sent me a note through the new Substack. I'm doing a Substack. It's for free. The link is in the show notes. I write about media. Last week, I was very chatty and wrote a lot. I've got a good piece on Monday about 1-star reviews coming up. So if you want to subscribe to the Substack, it's free. Even if it tries to hit you up for money, do the free trial. I'm not charging for that one. Caitlin was wondering what happened to George Lopez tacos. Now, every now and then, when it's a slow news day, and today's not a slow news day, I just feel like talking about George Lopez tacos, I will throw that phrase into Google just to see what's happening. And there's been a whole lot of nothing. I'll do it right now. Now, there's nothing since June of 2021, when we were told George Lopez tacos arrive in Denver. And also from June of 21, George Lopez's taco joint was now serving 80 cities. I haven't seen anything since, but if I go to Next Bite here, it does offer me George Lopez tacos. I'm clicking on it live as we click. I didn't preset this because I wanted to experience it with you. George Lopez tacos, an authentic badass street taco experience, exclamation point, soft tortillas, tender meats, flavorful toppings, and salsas. Now, if you're not familiar with this bit, during the pandemic, things got a little slow with the comedy, and George Lopez Tacos was the Taylor Swift Joe Coy joke of its day. The menu for George Lopez Tacos: La Chingona, which is 3 street tacos served with authentic masa corn tortillas on the side for customizable experience. You could get a La Masa Cabrona, which is 3 street tacos with the addition of crema and sautéed bell peppers and onions. Also served with authentic masa corn tortillas. You get the idea here. All right, let's click. Let's see if we can still order Visit the restaurant website, click Lopez Tacos is loading, and a site has come up, and the site seems to be in some sort of Asian language? Thai? Vietnamese? What is going on, George Lopez? Let me try this again. Let me try it in Chrome. Maybe I'll get a different experience. I don't know what's going on there. Paste and go to lopeztacos.com. No, it's still coming up in a weird language. But Google Translate will oh, it's Thai. All right. For some reason, this website's in Thai, and I can translate it to English according to Google Translate. And the article says the form of protection that should be available, car insurance. Interesting. Driving on today's roads, no matter how caution or precaution the driver has to prevent accidents or unexpected events, even though it is a good thing, there is still a chance that it may cause an accident or unexpected event. Dreams can occur as usual because they may come from friends on the road or events that you cannot control. Therefore, today, in order to add protection for living on the road for all insured persons, you can come to get to know and choose to buy insurance with Mr. Kumpka. And that is what happens if you go to Lopez Tacos. And dude, there's still a logo that says Lopez Tacos across the top. Home, about, food, beverage, insurance, lifestyle. This is why I don't pre-read articles. What happens if you click on food? Okay, I'm on the food page now, and the top article is a versatile microwave that you could have at home. Microwave is one of the kitchen appliances that every house can't live without because it is an aid to facilitate your food and drink quickly and easily, whether it is recipes, various menus, boiling hot water, tea or coffee, boiled eggs, warm food, instant noodles, cooking, etc. No, I didn't make a mistake there. It said instant food twice. Today, let's take a deep look at the benefits of microwave. In case any house is hesitant to buy it, we'll take it to help decide, capital T, the benefits of the microwave. Make oranges or lemons have more water if bringing lemons or oranges to warm in the microwave. Leave for 10 to 20 seconds before squeezing them. Will make more orange juice and lemon juice because warming or lemon will make the inner lining soft. So, Caitlin, that's what's happening with George Lopez Tacos. Caitlin also has encouraged me to stick to my guns about the very, very hilarious Joe Coy joke. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with this. Joe Coy, earlier this year, hosted the Golden Globes. Yeah, he did. And you know what happened to the Golden Globes? He made a joke about Taylor Swift. It was so mean. I mean, there might be some new audience that didn't listen this week, and they need to know what this joke was. But Joe Coy made this horrible, mean joke about Taylor Swift. Let's listen.
The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
So far this podcast has been so much about nothing. Jerry Seinfeld would appreciate it. Speaking of Taylor Swift, Travis Kielce chose the wrong day to go without underwear. This from People. Andrew Santino was a guest on New Heights and recalled an event. Santino says, we set up my podcast at the crib because we were moving, and so it was kind of a tight squeeze, and the cameras and the angles, all the stuff, and my editor calls me and he's like, bro, I don't know how to tell you this, but Travis was falling out of his shorts. His boys were sliding out. Santino says, I was like, oh no. And he goes, do you want to call him and reshoot it? And I said, just put a Chiefs logo over his package whenever it falls out. I mean, Travis his boys wanted to make an appearance on Whiskey Ginger. Santino joked, and the footage is available on our Patreon. Bill Burr spoke to the Today Show about how his TV viewing habits have changed since having kids. Burr said, I used to watch, 1 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game, then a late game, and then with the package, I'd be taping other games. And you already had a Monday night, and you had a Thursday night, so I'd have a Tuesday and a Wednesday game and a Friday game to watch during the week. I'd record it, and then on Saturday, I'd watch college football. Now I have kids, and I don't know, I'm always watching Bluey. I'm hearing great things about this Bluey. I've not watched it yet, which is oddly, really deep. That's what I'm hearing. What are we doing here? I'm getting misty-eyed watching a cartoon. Telling you, we had a lot of fun at Medieval Times, everybody doing Matthew Berry impressions. If you enjoy this program, you might want to go to buymeacoffee.com. That's terrible, but that's what Medieval Times was. The Queen was so bad. You might want to buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/daily comedy news. Sydney Comedy Festival on Monday. There's only 2 shows, and I looked. I couldn't find any actual clips. One of the 2 shows, Jillian Cosgriff's show, is called Actually Good. Jillian won Most Outstanding Show at the 2023 Melbourne International Comedy Festival. The show is about the little things that make the big, hard things manageable. and pointing out the bits of the world that make you yell, wow, isn't this great? Now, do you have a dirty mind like I do? I'm not going to go back. You hit 30-second rewind and you'll see if you pick it up. Otherwise, I'm just a perf. The Scotsman gave it 5 stars, saying, actually good is more than a comedy show. It's a tiny revolution in how to view the world. Chortle, 5 stars, a joyous, funny, life-affirming show. The Age, only 4.5 stars, but they did call it an incredibly affirming and funny show. Leanne Morgan, with a really great deal, Netflix gave her a 16-episode straight-to-series order. The guy behind us is Chuck Lorre. If you don't know who that is, he's behind all the big CBS sitcoms like Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men and whatever the Sebastian Maniscalco Bookie show was called. I think it's called Bookie. That one was pretty good, too. In Untitled Comedy, Leanne Morgan's life takes an unexpected turn when her husband of 33 years leaves her for another woman. Starting over when you're a grandmother and in menopause isn't exactly what she had in mind. But with the help of her family, she will navigate the new chapter with grace, dignity, and Jell-O salad. Sean Jordan will release a comedy album called Girl Dad on Sunday, May 12th. I believe that's Mother's Day. Sean recorded it at Mississippi Studios in Portland, Oregon. It's a very personal set surrounding the birth of his daughter, including the IVF that preceded it, the vasectomy that followed, and all points in between. The press release also says, ask him for parenting tips anytime. All right, little housekeeping here. We're doing the subscriptions now. Saturday morning, the dog had me up early, so I was able to post the commercial-free episode by like 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Anyway, if you're on Apple Podcasts, you'll see subscriptions there. A 30-day free trial and then $4.99 a month. You'll get the show's commercial-free asterisk. I'll talk about that in a second. And you get all the shows on the network. We're posting all of them. The catch in the asterisk is there's no way to preload it, which is really frustrating. So I post the show at 3:05 a.m. Eastern. And then when I get up, I'll upload the commercial-free version of Daily Comedy News. Like I said, Saturday it was around 6:30 in the morning. Friday I slept a little later. I didn't get till around 8. If you're on the West Coast, it probably won't affect you at all. If you're on the East Coast and you're like, man, I gotta have Daily Comedy News before 8 a.m. Well, then I wish Apple would change the back end, but it's not how it works. Anyway, try that out. 30-day free trial if you want to test drive that. Also, Ballot. That's the show where politics meets pop culture. So much to talk about. White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'll talk about that tomorrow, but Ballot will have it on Sunday morning for you. This whole thing with the governor and the puppy, I don't even want to go there. That's not funny at all. But if you heard that, that's going on. Biden was on Howard Stern. Weird pick. I mean, 30 years ago, sure. But in the 20s, Howard Stern, really? Okay. Anyway, see you tomorrow.